Welcome back to the Wichita Toy Train Club YouTube channel. I'm Zachariah.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Doug.
And today we're going to go over the Lionel 2023 Volume 2 catalog.
So Doug, you are our guest on today's special episode.
I am.
Tell us a bit about yourself real quick.
So, again, my name is Doug, and you can find me on YouTube at Doug R Trains, and people may have previously known me as ATSF 3415 DBR. And I'm a longtime model railroader. I've been an O-gauge person particularly for probably going on 20 years now. And Chris and I have known each other since preschool, and Zach and I have known each other almost that long. And previously I have been a member of the Wichita Toy Train Club, so I'm happy to be here.
That's awesome.
All right, we're glad to have you here. And I didn't even know you changed your YouTube channel name. So I've learned something today, and that's all that matters. So we are going to try to keep this short and sweet up front. I can talk, I promise. And we're just going to go ahead and dive right into the catalog. I want to let everyone know real quick, though, that this is all of our first reactions to the catalog. This is the day it released. Chris hasn't even seen anything yet.
Yeah, see, I texted them today, and I was like, nobody look, and they're like, well, and I was like,
well, when you texted that, I had already looked, because first thing I woke up this morning, I pulled out my phone and said, oh, I'm going to look at the new catalog. And then I did before I even got out of bed. So.
Same thing. I mean,
not fair.
I was on a job site, told my apprentice, you go do that. I'm going to take a 15-minute break real quick. Yeah, so this will be fun reactions for Chris.
Yeah. Completely initial reaction.
I want to also let everyone know, since this is really early on, if you're looking for any specific information, to always check out Lionel's social media channels. So Ryan and Dave Show, literally anywhere where you see Ryan Kunkel. If he's there, he's going to have the actual information you're truly looking for. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. Do you guys have anything else?
Speaking of that, when I was scrolling through Facebook, I saw that. And really briefly, as I was scrolling past, I was like, nope, cannot look. Got to wait till this video. Cannot look.
I listened to it a little bit, so hopefully I'll have a little bit of an insight.
A little more insight.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get started. All right, so when I saw the cover first, I thought that was an H7.
Oh.
That's really what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, UP locomotives. Damn.
Unfortunately for you, it is not.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it is not.
Oh.
So there's our first little clip. Legacy Steam, nothing. I don't think there's any change with any of our standard features.
Yeah, just our typical features.
All of our typical features. You guys can stop and read that if you want. So first up, F-19 Pacifics. I had no idea these were called F-19s.
Neither did I.
I was trying to think, these have not been in the Lionel catalog for quite some time.
Yeah. This is the first time they've actually been reissued. It's the last time they were issued. These were actually some of the last locomotives that came with TMCC.
That's what I was thinking. See, I specifically remembered the George Washington train, and it was, it had been 07, and it might have been the one where they released Legacy, but not everything in that catalog was Legacy. So
Yeah,
this still would have been TMCC at that time.
Yeah.
So they're basically a C&O locomotive. You guys can pause, read that, go to the actual catalog, read that. I'll also note we don't have the actual print catalog yet, so we don't know what deviations the print catalog may have from the online catalog. Let's see any extra
Whistle
features.
steam.
So we have whistle steam. There's a couple different lengths with the Vanderbilt or the standard tender. Both of them appear to be 054 minimum curve. So, I mean, not terribly large curve minimum. So a little more friendly. You might get lucky and be able to squeeze that down a little bit if you wanted to risk it.
I mean, my K4 can fit on 042, and it's 054.
Is it really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And that's a Pacific, so
Yeah.
close enough, close enough.
Yeah.
So we got four options here. Okay, the real question. 1,300 MSRP, honestly, I don't think that's terrible.
I think that's pretty good, especially compared to some of the other recent prices.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked at any pricing yet, so all that's going to be new for me. More Pacifics.
Holy cow.
Nice.
More Pacifics.
And a Christmas one.
Chris, you need this.
I know.
You need this.
I love me a good
that's
Christmas
sharp.
layout. Yeah.
It's Sleigh Bell Limited, so they're sticking with that Sleigh Bell Limited theme. They started that in the last catalog.
That'd look great with those passenger cars from, was it the last catalog?
Did the last catalog, yep.
Wow.
We got a Halloween one. I think both, okay, so the Sleigh Bell Limited's got a standard tender, and the Halloween one's got a Vandy tender.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I do remember them saying that they were looking at doing some different Halloween sounds. They've been using some basically, they've been using some cool Halloween sounds, but these ones are going to be newer than the ones that you guys have heard in the past. So at the very least, it'll be different.
That's nice.
We have a lot of these.
Ooh,
wow,
yeah.
there's a lot of. I know nothing about Chesapeake and Ohio. If anybody else has anything else to chime in,
Yeah.
I like that paint scheme at the top. I like
top there.
the simple with the numbering on the tender. That's pretty clean.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was listening to the Ryan and Dave show, he'd mentioned that this would be a more as delivered scheme.
Okay.
He also said that they were very much. They're very early on. They stayed very clean. So they were always a very clean looking locomotive. So these are the George Washington ones, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have the cars to go with them. And the variation, I believe, is probably a C&O logo. Yeah. So right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
right there, is the difference between them.
Cool.
Man.
Yeah, and also a fun fact about these locomotives is that a handful of them were later on in their service life converted into the Yellow Belly Hudsons.
Really?
So,
Huh.
That's
so
interesting.
That's
Chris,
awesome.
your Yellow Belly Hudson, that's
Yeah.
what it started out as. Yeah.
My yellow belly Hudson that we all know fell on the floor.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought you did.
we know nothing about that. We know
That
nothing.
did not happen.
There's no scratch. There's no proof.
Amazingly, there was no scratch.
So we have 18-inch heavyweight passenger cars. Lionel's heavyweight passenger cars are beautiful. They are also expensive. So it looks like $500 for each 2-pack.
Dang.
So like I said, they are expensive. They are beautiful cars, though. I know they are. And then we have a Station Sounds Diner that's at $429.
Oh,
Dang.
man.
So it's a little much to swallow. If that's what you're looking for, though,
It'd
there's
be an
your brain.
awesome set.
Yeah, or look out on the secondhand market too.
Yes.
I picked up a set of 6 of these heavyweights in Santa Fe for like $300.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Secondhand market is always a great place. And when new catalogs come out, that's usually when new stuff starts hitting the secondary market.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else for this stuff, guys?
I think I'll be looking out for one of these to come up with the TMCC version on eBay. So.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
So we got
Nice.
2662s, USRA 2662s.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, real quick, I want you to count the number of wheels.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
A lot of wheels.
Lot
Yeah,
of
that's a
wheels.
lot of wheels.
So these are, I mean, they're articulated, but they're not huge. It looks like our length's right at 26 and a half. Minimum
54.
Minimum curve's 054,
Nice.
so they
Nice,
are
yeah.
a lot more friendly than like a Challenger or a Big Boy
Yeah.
to smaller layouts. And I was a little surprised when I was looking at a lot of these. All the renderings in the catalog are obviously CAD renderings. There's no actual models that they photoshopped in here. So what that tells me more than likely is they're making some changes to the tooling.
Yeah.
So I believe this is tooling they've had before. Nothing crazy. I think what we got, whistle steam. I forgot to look up here. Yeah, we got whistle steam, all the regular standard
Yeah.
features. I do remember somebody mentioning on the standard features, it mentions the 4-digit addressing. That is still a Vision Line only option for now. So Lionel's a fan of copy and paste sometimes, and I'm sure when everybody's proofreading catalogs, once you see it like 2 times, you just start fixing stuff in your head. So, any of you guys have? I didn't look at the price.
Yeah, I was
Price.
just about to ask.
1,800. So they're a little more steep.
Pretty steep.
Yeah. I mean, it's articulated.
It's
Yeah, it is articulated.
articulated under
Yeah.
2,000, 1,800 MSRP. So like I said, looked at zero pricing. I would say dealers are taking pre-orders for around 1,500.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So I think it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
Yeah, they do have some nice paint schemes there. I
They do.
particularly like the Rio Grande.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
green is
The
nice.
green boiler.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what color the green boiler comes out as this
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
It's when you're halfway around the world, it's hard to know what color is what, especially when it was via COVID.
Yeah.
So hopefully that we're a little post-COVID, and we'll see a darker green that isn't anything crazy. I don't know. Is that prototypical? Do you know?
I believe it is. I think that's something pretty typical that the Rio Grande did, especially in the standard gauge side of things.
Nice. And then the one that everybody's probably going to go after anyway
Yeah.
is Western Maryland 1309.
Yeah.
So again,
Dang.
1800. We have some additions. So this is a running, operating steam locomotive out on the East Coast somewhere. I know nothing about because I'm in Kansas.
But man, I mean, the videos of that thing look
Yeah,
awesome.
Yes, they are. Yes, they were.
You can
We
never
got-
pass up one of those videos.
Yeah.
We got whistle steam. We got some cars to go with it.
It says it has some road name specific details, but I wonder what those are.
I don't know exactly what they are. I'm sure, again, Ryan and Dave's show mentioned them, but I don't. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's why we're seeing CAD renderings.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we got? 21-inch passenger cars to go along with it? Yes. So the 21-inch cars are sitting at $500 for a 2-pack now too. So I mean, I always thought the heavyweights were more. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Were they also 21-inch?
No, the heavyweights are 18.
18, yeah.
So I guess, okay, you get a little less plastic, but they are very nice cars. So
They
the
are.
21s should be the standard ones. You can check out our YouTube channel for the UP Excursion if you're curious to see what the 21-inch cars look like.
All right.
Consolidations.
Awesome.
What we got? A couple of different lengths between a short tender, 080 tender, or the USRA tender. They are all minimum curve of 031. A kinematic drawbar. I did not catch that earlier.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
that'll be interesting to see how that comes out. Of course, whistle steam. So we got whistle steam and another small locomotive. That's always awesome.
Yeah.
We got Black River.
Yeah.
Very clean.
I didn't catch this one at first either.
The Colorado and Southern.
I like the snowplow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, with the
nice.
snowplow, detachable plow. So that will be,
Sweet.
it'll be fun. Just make sure your track is actually clear
Yeah.
because it will clear it for you. And then we got a Duluth and
The,
Iron Range. I don't know,
Yeah.
probably an industrial. That would be probably our 080 tender.
yeah.
Come back up here. We have Grand Trunk and Western. Lehigh Valley. Seaboard Airline.
Nice.
I'm really curious how that paint scheme turns out.
So
Yeah.
that definitely looks like a very lighter green.
Yeah.
Look at it on my computer real quick. Yeah, a very lighter green.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like a Russian iron.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah, but on like almost on a green side
Yeah.
of it, right?
Yeah.
And MSRP on these is 900.
Pretty reasonable.
So I mean, again, 900 MSRP. Dealers will probably take pre-orders. I would guess 750.
Yeah. Yeah, 700, 700.
These are all speculations. We've never looked
Yeah.
at pricing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
The
have
whistle steam with it.
Yeah, and
whistle steam. So again, small locomotive, whistle steam, legacy locomotive, all your legacy features, well under $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, a couple more things about these locomotives. It's really nice to see Lionel going out and making some of these popular tourist engines, particularly with the Black River and Western and the Duluth, Mesopian Iron Range. The Black River and Western engine is an engine that runs up in New Jersey, and the DM&IR is one that runs up in Minnesota. But I think the one that stands out the most to me is the Colorado and Southern with that snowplow. That
Yes.
just looks
Yeah.
very sharp. And that's an engine that I have seen in person. That engine is
Oh.
in Leadville, Colorado. right
Really?
now, so,
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But it looks pretty accurate to the real thing.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I believe all of these, of course, have our bicolor classification lights. And I don't know, some of the newer ones, I feel like that green has been toned down a little bit. There were some that the green very much stood out.
Yeah.
I feel like here recently
green.
the green has been toned down just a smidge.
Oh.
So Chris, this is you.
Yeah.
So these are the Pennsylvania M1s. So Chris has the M1A, which is all Lionel has ever done. And so this is based off the M1A tooling. And I believe, from what I understood, the difference was in the exposed cylinder tubes from the boiler. The M1As had that internal, and the M1s had them external.
Huh.
So that was the main difference. And then they got started. They retooled that, and they said they just got to the point where they ended up retooling new slides for all the way down the side of the boiler. So we have a lot of new tooling in here. Just for different, again, that allowed for way more road number specific details. So that's always awesome. We have a couple different tenders that go with them also.
the 054 there, I can tell you it fits on an 042, at least the one I've got.
So what you're telling me is the 072 with the big tender will fit on 042?
It's gotta.
It does not say kinematic drawbar, so I mean theoretically it should still do that if yours did it.
Yeah.
We got whistle steam. We are sitting at 1600 MSRP. Again, we're not getting crazy yet. We're getting up there. That's a lot of engine though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is there any difference between? There is no difference between the bigger tenders, so that's nice too.
Oh, cool.
So you get a little extra die cast without a extra $50 increase on you. And from what I understood, this was the as delivered scheme, so that's a very interesting scheme for Pennsylvania.
That's very nice with the striping. It's really pretty striking. The striping.
Striking. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah.
You will not catch me doing that. One other note is these do not have the bicolor classification lights because by the time these were a thing, Pennsylvania had stopped using classification lights. You just had the marker lights on the Pilot, so they eliminated those, and you just have you can still toggle those on and off with the Cab 2 or whatever weird thing they come up with to finally replace that. There's a lot of variations here.
I like that one, especially on the tender. Was the handrails back there?
Yeah, it's probably train phone antenna, right?
Yeah.
Train phone antenna. Yeah, the doghouse. It's a huge tender.
That is.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
If you get the box, you may have to do like Chris and mark which hole was the engine and which hole was the tender because they are the same size.
Yeah.
Anything else to add here, guys?
I don't think so.
All right, we will move on.
Here we go.
Here's where you're talking about the hot dog. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The hot dog FEF.
The hot dog.
Because apparently they know no end to this.
I mean, why not at this point? Might as well.
If somebody's going to buy it, they might as well make it. They might as well make some money. You will not.
Challenger.
You will not catch me buying one.
Yeah, we'll get it for you as a gag gift for Christmas.
MSRP again 1800, so a little bit above the original 1100 when I got mine.
I was just slightly above.
Slightly above. Also adjusted for inflation. That model is also it's over 10 years old. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, that's probably closer to 15 years old.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That is scary. So we have a lot of different variations. They actually did something new. So they did say road-specific details. They said that on the last run in 2016, but nobody actually saw any true different detailing. So whether or not that will truly happen, I don't know. Again, minimum curve says 072, but I swear I've done sharper with mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they've really added anything. Mine doesn't have whistle steam, so that is an addition. What I would really like to know is if they will bring the actual chrome plating back to the cylinder heads, because the 2016 version didn't have that, and I thought that's a very, very sharp touch to the 2007 version.
Yeah.
So we have the 844 in the two-tone gray. This is one that they have never done before. This is still an FEF3, no smoke deflectors, no hazard light, or the emergency red light. There's none of that. This is literally as delivered from Alco, with zero modifications. UP did a lot of immediate conversions to oil when they got these, so this one still is coal. So that's probably the bigger catch here. Of course, we have 844 and it's black.
It's interesting to see that the black 844 has the Mars light, though, even though currently 844 doesn't have the Mars light, does it?
It does not still currently, and from what I understand, that was from the bracket actually rusting out, and before they left, they found that and realized we probably should take that off before it flies off while we're going down the track.
Yeah.
And I think they've just been, I think it frustrated some people, and they just been enjoying themselves doing that. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a different look.
Yeah.
I like it with the Mars light. I'll just put that out there. So I'm glad Lionel still has that, even though I will probably just stick with the version I have.
That all black version looks really nice.
Yeah, yes, so this is a very in-service 838.
Oh,
that's a surviving FEF3. We have 843 and a silver two-tone gray. So
That's nice.
Another slick-looking locomotive. And for everybody that just has a little extra in them. If that's what you like, more power to you. Anything else for here, guys?
No?
I think so.
I didn't even catch that, Douglas, on the Mars line or the emergency stop. I don't know. Is it technically Mars line?
You're the UP expert.
Yeah.
No, I've heard so many different stories about that. I don't know, because it technically only comes on when they put the train brake into emergency. And the 2007 version actually didn't do that correctly. It was just on anytime it stopped. So they fixed that in the 2016 version. I'm sure it will work with this new version that way. So I guess that's a good feature to mention that I would imagine it will have. But I don't know. I don't know if I need to part with more money, but that is just a different look.
Yeah, that looks very slick.
Okay, here we go. We got more auxiliary water tenders. So at first when I saw this, I thought, oh, dang it, they finally tooled the water tender cars correctly. And then I listened to the Ryan Day show, and they go, no, we just took the tender off the veranda turbine and used that mold.
Nice.
So it's more correct than the previous versions, but it's still not quite there. So I see no reason for me to replace the ones I have. But so what we have here, they're not calling these Vision Line, but I believe they're going to have basically the Vision Line aspects to them. But they also did a version without the extra sounds. So we have sounds for 500 or no sounds for 350.
Nice.
So you can choose what you want. And from what I understand, the ones without sounds also do. They mentioned. I don't know if the couplers does it say up here, Don?
It says dummy coupler.
Says-
or no, it says operating couplers.
Non-functioning dummy coupler and operating coupler. So from what I gather from that, that means no electro couplers.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
make sense.
And it also doesn't mention the directional headlights. So that's a bummer that they're just completely eliminating any stuff in there.
Especially for 350. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what I would imagine is more than likely the board that they would put in here to do all that is all the same board that the audio file gets added into now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, if it was me, I would just splurge and do the 500.
Yeah, for sure.
They did say the flag will be a separate piece again. It'll be a separate brass piece with magnets, so that
Cool.
it makes it very nice. It's not flat and just printed on there. So looks like they just did the 809 with the flag. Was it the Joe Jordan, Jim Adams, and then the Joe Jordan's the 814. And then we got some UP 18-inch passenger cars that I definitely do not need, right?
I mean,
I don't know. Station Sounds Diner?
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe. I picked up some third rail ones that maybe I just need to add to the third rail train.
Yeah.
Just grab the diner and then the pack with the observation, because I don't have an observation.
There's a train then.
It's a very cool. Again, the Lionel 18-inch heavyweights are just beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful cars.
They really are.
I'm sure that again the Station Sound diners, they always do great with the sounds in there. Those are always fun to play with. I enjoy sounds. I enjoy sounds and smoke. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but anything sound, smoke.
I think that's why we all do O-Gauge.
There you go. There's a lot of things we have to deal with in no gauge, so
Yeah.
we're going to take all the extra we can get. Anything else to add here, guys?
No.
Don't think so.
Okay. Legacy
Diesels.
diesels. Here we go. There is a lot in this catalog for being a Volume 2 catalog.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is this an MTH tooling?
This is not. So from what I understand, it is not. I don't know. So
Man.
one reason why I say that is because they were mentioning within the Ryan and Dave show that they'd actually been working on this for the past 2 years.
Oh.
I guess, although within the timeline, that actually could mean they bought the tooling from MTH, and it just took them 2 years to adjust things. But from what I gathered, I don't believe it is. I believe it's an older tooling they had, and they've completely revamped.
Cool.
I could be wrong. If anybody's really curious, just go email Ryan.
And
Bug
that
Ryan.
chassis system one, I mean,
Yeah.
that is crisp.
Chassis is one of my favorite paint schemes.
So,
yeah.
and we have, and from what I understand, again, it was fully revamped. I believe it's kinematic pilots. Here, let's check features.
Oh.
Yeah, kinematic pilots. Minimum curve of 054. I love the kinematic pilots. I wish the SD70s I have had kinematic pilots. I completely understand why they've been holding out. because when they add those, it drops out anybody with 036 curves.
Yeah.
So I understand why there's a holdout, but I really love the Kinemag pilots, even though I do very little diesel. But we have powered versions starting at 650 and the super base versions at 600. So the super base versions have no motors.
Okay.
They still have a smoke unit. They still have the same main board, but they add all the extra low-end bass that you do not get from the main sound system. And Chris has seen the couple that we've done reviews on, and it makes a huge difference in person.
Huge
I have no idea if a video can ever, recreate that, but it makes a ginormous difference. So if that's something you're going after, that's get a powered and a super bass unit, and you'll be blown away.
Regret it.
Exactly.
That Rio Grande is just calling my name.
Oh yeah, that's Rio Grande is always slick.
Yeah.
It's very slick, Rio Grande.
And then the Mopac.
Mopac and a UP.
UP scheme, yeah.
Okay, what do we got up here? I believe the NS one is going to be the SD40E. So they took it and they went that route with the Norfolk Southern version. Looks like the pricing is about the same there.
Yeah, Conrail. Conrail's always looks nice too.
Yeah.
You always need your blue Conrail.
Yeah.
Fast freight service.
Oh, it's Reading and Northern.
Reading and Northern. All right. Any other comments on this one, guys?
Be interesting to hear the history on that Conrail scheme with the ribbon on it. That looks pretty nice.
Support our troops. Yeah. Hard to say. I don't. I'm pretty sure Brian is very much a Conrail guy, so I'm pretty sure that's why that's in there. I guarantee you that's why that's in there. Moving on, we have SD70 ACEs.
Nice.
Wow, I've never seen those before.
No, it's almost like we were just talking about this. So no kinematic pilots, like I was just talking about. They did non-power units. So basically what we did is they did the Norfolk Southern Heritage units. They're starting that slew of them. Because how many of those are there? At least 20?
It's like 20
At least
something.
20?
Timely though, since I think they're repainting the real ones currently.
Yes, so they did mention that they're starting to repaint them. So if any of these come out of the actual paint shop with any alterations, as long as the models haven't been completely approved yet, they will make sure to adjust any paint that they can.
Oh, cool.
Of course, I'm sure the timing will never fall right in order for that to happen, but there is the attempt there. And then to just top it all off, we have the new UP scheme that they've done here.
Nice.
I cannot zoom up on it because it's on two separate pages. What's your guys' take on the new UP scheme?
It's definitely different.
Definitely different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Change is nice, but
It's a different change. I understand they're wanting to move the flag. I don't know if I love the version of the flag that they've used.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, they've actually done a bunch of different versions of this one paint scheme just to figure out which one they're narrowing down.
Yeah, interesting.
So
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that flag either, right there.
the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is there's no wings. UP's having an identity crisis with no wings on the nose. I mean, that's been a UP thing since what, the 60s?
Yeah, a long time.
Pricing on these is sitting right at $700. I can't remember if that's where the last run of SD70s were or not. SD70s seem to be going up in price.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've had to redo some of the tooling, and again, costs keep going up. But you can get a non-powered version for $350. So
Cool.
if you're just looking for a completely dead dummy unit, I mean, it will be dark. There will be no operating electric couplers. But I mean, that's a good way, especially if you're looking for a lot of the Norfolk Southern Heritage units. Not have to buy all of them powered.
Yeah. I mean, just slap a motor and a bridge rectifier in there, and you'll be good to go.
There you go. From what I understand, they are going to be kind of doing 5 of the Norfolk Southern units every catalog.
Oh, cool.
Assuming the new CSX Heritage units don't throw a wrench in their plans.
Yeah.
We don't see any of those yet. They're probably a little too new to make it in the catalog.
Yeah. Although those are ES44s, aren't they?
I can't
think
remember.
so.
I think so too. So we have Jeep 30s.
Always nice.
We have Alaska Railroad. Where are we starting at? Jeep 30s are starting at 600. We have 2 road numbers on each one. Minimum curve of 031, so very friendly to small layout.
I mean, they're
very
awesome
friendly.
little engines.
Yeah.
Yard switching, everything.
And honestly, any diesel with the 2 motors and 4 traction tires are all going to have about the same pulling power.
Yeah.
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 So even though one may be physically larger, I mean, the Jeep 30s will have an amazing amount of pulling power for what little they are.
Ooh.
That's an interesting Conrail scheme.
I've never seen that scheme before. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. It must have been a one-off because they only did the one SKU. We have a black Conrail.
Black Conrail, nice. Ooh, and I like the Penzi with the antennas on
Yes.
top.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
slick.
very Pensy.
Yeah.
They gotta be different. You get a blue Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, classic as always.
Wisconsin Central,
Nice, clean black and white.
Yeah.
New York Central.
New York Central, that's sharp.
Very sharp.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Comments?
I think probably the standouts for me are, of course, Santa Fe, since I'm a big Santa Fe guy.
Yeah.
But the kind of green Conrail scheme, and then also the Alaska scheme. I think those 2 are very sharp.
Yes. Yes. That Conrail one is very different.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But the Conrail guys will be very happy.
Yeah. F units.
Oh.
F7s. So we got F7
Oh.
AA sets with B units. Oh, what do we got here? Let's look up features. 2 powered F7A units. Both are going to be, again, powered legacy. One of them is going to have sound. The other will have no sound, but it will have lights and smoke. Electric couplers on the front end of both A's. The powered Bs are going to have legacy fan-driven smoke, and of course, motors. It says operating couplers, so I take it that means 0 electric couplers, which honestly is fine in a B unit.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but if you want to just do an AB set,
That's true.
That's kind of a bummer. But I don't think we're selling any single A's, so I
Yeah.
bet you that's their thought process there.
Yeah.
And then our super bass, so we have super bass Bs, so you have a full ABBA set, so that'd be 3 powered and then 1 super bass B unit. So there's no power again, no motors, but you still have full legacy, fan-driven smoke, lights, and then again the amazing sound you can get out of the super bass units. AA sets are going at 1,200 now. So that is, I believe the last, I think F3s were going up there too.
Yeah.
So.
And are they both powered A's?
They're both powered A's.
Okay, that's nice at least.
We got Frisco. Again, 1,200 for the AA set, 600 for the powered B, and 550 for the super bass B.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, you could get a lot of money wrapped up in just an
Yeah.
ABBA set, but it would look really cool.
It would. ABBA sets of F units are very nice.
They are a very slick set.
Yeah.
Man, and only $50 more, you get the powered one, and
Yeah.
you'd have a lot of pulling power.
Yeah.
Again,
6 motors?
6 motors, and again, like I said with the other diesels, all those diesels have about the same pulling power, which is roughly, what do you guys say, about 2 pounds apiece?
Yeah.
Yeah. that
Give or
makes sense.
take, give or
Yeah.
take. So I mean, an easy 6 pounds of pulling power with just an ABA with all powered.
Yeah.
And then you can add the extra super bass unit for all that extra sound that you know you need. You need
Yeah,
it.
you need it.
You have to have it. So we got Blue Bonnet Santa
Ooh.
Fe.
Now
Nice.
that's slick.
That is very. I don't think I've seen Blue Bonnet F7s from Lionel in a while. What do we got up here?
And CB
Oh,
and
man.
Q. Nice.
I wanted that thing so badly as a kid, that paint scheme.
Yeah, that's a very nice paint scheme.
I do so much actual work. I would promise you I would get so much stuff on that white paint though.
Yeah. It's almost like the Coors Light bullet train that MTH made, that I've got, and you touch any spot, fingerprint.
Yeah.
Fingerprint. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's nice to see all these Midwestern road names, though.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that's an area that gets neglected quite a bit in the O-gauge
It
world.
does seem to. 031. 031.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
decent minimum curve on these. Again, kinematic pilots, hear me out, I think would look beautiful on F units.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
More F units.
Ooh.
So we have, what do we got up here? Boston and Maine,
Yeah.
and a very, very light
nice
blue.
Very blue, yeah.
Very, very beautiful blue. So we were going to have all the same features as the F7s on the other page. And then we have Rock Island kind of doing whatever they want to.
Yeah. And again, more representation of those Midwestern roads. So
Yes.
That's nice
Yeah.
to see.
Always very nice. So our super base, so that's, I think, there's nothing different, I think, up here
Yeah.
on those. But the Rock Island, your super base B is going to be this one here, and your powered B is going to be this one over here. So those are a little different. So if you're wanting a specific paint scheme, you may have to sacrifice power.
Yeah. Yeah. And that Rock Island, it's pretty cool seeing the two different shades of red
Right.
on
And
each unit.
from what I understand, I mean, it was basically closer to the end of Rock Island. And they
Yeah.
basically just got to the point where they were painting it whatever they could, and no two units looked the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a pretty cool thing to model.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now
So-
this is calling my name.
Empire Builder, the entire train. If you need an Empire Builder, this is your page. This is your page. So we got a little script here about the Empire Builder, I believe. All of our pricing is still on the same on the F units. I think our only option is still a ABBA. I believe Ryan was actually saying, depending during the time of the year and how many dome cards they would have, they would actually go ABBA.
Oh, wow.
So that would be insane.
That would be
Jeez.
crazy. Yeah.
One other fun thing on these, all the cab F7 units, you actually only have to put them under one TMCC ID.
Oh,
Nice.
So you don't have to build a train.
That's nice.
If for whatever reason you don't have any legacy yet, you can use the Universal Remote or the Line Chief app, and you can run Bluetooth, and they will all respond.
cool.
That's cool.
And you have all the controls underneath of them, so you can shut the horn and the dialogue off on the different
Oh,
sound units.
That's nice.
So I mean, they've really thought out the control aspect on the locomotives on these.
Yeah, that's
Now,
That-
while we may be lacking on our legacy end of things right this second, they've, like I said, they've foolproofed a lot.
yeah, yeah. That's nice to see that, but also having the two units be able to be kind of independent from each other, and because I have a set of K-line F units, which are ABBA. No, I said one too many B's, just ABBA. And with those, you have to hook up a tether between all of them, and it's nice to not have to do that, but still have the option to, assign them to the same address and not have to build a train or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
Yes.
Yeah.
And if for whatever reason you wanted to completely separate these out and run them in some weird rainbow scheme, you can do that.
Yeah.
BAAB.
Well, I mean, you can take the Great Northerns and run. Now, if you take the Great Northerns and run them with the Rock Islands, you won't be able to use the Bluetooth. But you could still do it underneath Legacy, all underneath one TMCC ID.
Yeah.
So to go with it, of course, we have the 21-inch passenger cars. So the 4-pack is starting at right at $1,000. It's gone up, but again, these are all MSRPs.
Yeah.
That's one thing to keep in mind. Go shop around, check with your favorite dealer, check with other dealers. If you really want these, go hunt for those deals on the pre-orders.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can tell you.
Yeah. Very, very nice paint scheme. I think the Great Northern is one of the best paint schemes out there for sure.
That's probably one of the most known northern passenger trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else to add this?
No.
Don't think so.
All right, what we got?
Ooh, S2.
Alco S2s.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's a cute little engine, isn't it? So this runs underneath Lionel's new switcher platform still. So that's a single motor, dual drive shaft. They've been using them a lot here recently, and they are very reliable. Minimum curve 031. So again, very friendly small layouts.
That is a very interesting paint scheme. I really
Don't
like
know
that.
what
What's CERT?
New York City.
Oh, Staten Island something.
Okay,
that's
okay.
what CERT is for.
That's
I
cool.
was about to say, I don't know what that means.
Striping is nice on it.
Yeah.
Uh,
that's
MSRP of $550, so not terrible. I would be surprised if these are MSRP or actually pre-order price about what did you guys say $450?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really pretty reasonable.
So that's really not terrible. Again, legacy, you're gonna have fixed pilots, electric couplers on each end. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a beautiful little locomotive. You know, maybe we need to go get. Too bad I don't think we have enough people to go make us an Abilene Smoky Valley.
That's what I was thinking. I was literally just about to mention that. That would be a really great custom run. That engine's technically an S1, but I think
Is it
this
really?
Yeah, this would be a close enough stand-in.
It'd be close enough,
'Cause I would buy one.
right? ADM. We have an ADM one. And moving up, Canadian Pacific.
I've never seen that scheme before. That looks cool.
Very interesting Canadian Pacific. Lehigh and New England.
Oh, and
Classic with the white stripe.
NASA.
Oh, and
We have a NASA. So if you got the Legacy Station Space Force
Yeah.
engines, you need a NASA S2 to go along with it. So you can move those cars around, or the rocket booster
rocket
train.
booster,
The
yeah.
rocket booster
Yeah.
train. If you don't have the rocket booster, if you have the rocket booster train and don't have a Space Force engine, I don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Legacy Station has done a couple of runs of those, and then
Classic
U.S. Army.
Nice.
I'm sure there are more than enough Lionel, United States Army cars to pull for this thing to
Yeah.
pull.
Yeah.
You may need it and the NASA one to pull all of those.
You know, I think the best combination from this catalog is going to be that hot dog FEF, and then for dessert you can get yourself a bomb pop S2.
Oh my. Moving on, we are getting into the scale sets. So what do we got here?
interesting.
It's the
We have Lehigh George Scenic Railway.
nice.
So
that's-
this is one I do know nothing about.
Yeah. So this is it's Reading and Northern. It's,
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
You got your Legacy SDs 50. You got three 72-foot passenger cars, aka 21-inch cars, along with all the usual stuff. You got ditch lights on these, road-specific details. I'm just going through here. We have the kinematic couplers, of course, on the 21-inch passenger cars. So that's a very different look for the 21-inch passenger cars, though.
Yeah. I think that might be a Weaver tooling, because I think they've used this tooling before.
Could be. So the set's right at 1,200, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And then you can get the add-on set for 430.
Yeah. Yeah, especially considering that the normal streamlined 21-inch cars are going for $1,000 for a 4-pack.
Right.
Yeah.
Pay an extra $100, then you can get an engine and a caboose. So it's not bad.
It's crazy. Moving on, we have two more Legacy sets. We have a Western Pacific.
Ooh, now that's nice.
That's a very sleek set. I remember a lot of post-war NPC, the Western
Yeah.
Pacific feather boxcars,
Yeah.
very orange.
Yeah.
So this set is right at 1,600 for the AA set, and then the cars to go with it. So what we got over here, we have a covered gondola, we have a TOFC, and a bay window caboose.
Nice.
Moving down, we have the M1. Come back over here, right at 2,000. So it's
Okay.
up there. I would say pre-order is probably about 1,800 on those. If I was guessing, your mileage may vary. We have a couple different loads. What load do we have in this gondola, you guys? Can't tell.
It says Coke containers.
Coke containers, and that's something.
Huh.
And then we have a Freight Sounds boxcar, so that's their standard Freight Sounds boxcar, no command control or anything to go with it, but it makes some sound.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. There might have been, I didn't catch it. Yes, so the Western Pacific boxcar is also a Freight Sounds.
Oh, nice.
Very, very cool.
That's awesome that you can get one of those in a set at least.
Yeah.
You know, have some extra sounds of the actual train, not just the engine working, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that Western Pacific is slick. That's a road name that doesn't get too much attention. That's nice.
I feel like you just don't see those very often. And
Yeah.
I don't think Western Pacific would have came down this direction though, towards us though. either.
No, it's
Very kind of very northwest, wasn't it?
well, they were more like California, Nevada
Okay.
area. Yeah.
American Orient Express. I know absolutely nothing. I remember them mentioning that this was usually pulled by Amtrak locomotives.
Oh.
So that's about all I know. So we got the streamlined 21-inch passenger cars. Again, I know absolutely nothing.
That's a nice scheme.
It's a beautiful looking car.
Yeah.
Station sound car going right at 450. Full dome right at 300. Sure, these will all have flicker-free LED lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
500.
You know, I think that scheme would look nice with like the American Freedom Train GS4.
That's
It
kind of
would,
what I was
yeah.
thinking. It really would. You know, that's something that I don't think they finished. They started the American Freedom Train again, and they don't think they ever finished it.
Yeah.
So that would be something else I would like to see them finish.
Yeah, especially with the 50th anniversary coming up soon. So.
You know, that's one thing none of us actually got to see. I think that
Right.
would have been a really cool train to
Oh, yeah.
actually been able to see.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got some more. We got 2 different pages worth of stuff. So we got more passenger cars here. I'm trying to remember. Amtrak, Phase 3, modern station sounds, Southern. I feel like these were 2 cars. I don't remember. They were talking about training cars. Maybe that was the ones on the other page. I don't know what those would exactly go with there, unless you know,
yeah.
Douglas.
I am not sure.
They're passenger cars. We know that much. We'll double check these other features because they didn't even give us a little splurt on them
Yeah.
like they usually. So custom recording feature, multiple characters, allow you to recreate an entire rail journey. Okay, that's just station sound diner stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have the RPOs. I think this is just some additional stuff for other sets they've done. I
Yeah.
think that's what they're going at here.
That would make the most sense.
But that UP maintenance away car is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's neat.
Okay, so this is the other one they were talking about. These are railroad training cars. What I was trying to find was if this was a current thing or if this was a previous thing. I mean, they're older car. I mean, you got Rio Grande and the Great Northern.
Yeah.
I'm sure surely these are the older training cars that they're going after.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense since most of these railroads here are fallen flags.
Right. Okay. One thing I did see is the Union Pacific car actually included at one time a full working in-scale layout inside of it. So if you really want to challenge,
Wow.
you put a O-scale in-scale layout inside the car.
Man, that
If you just do that, I'd be shocked. If you make it work, I'd
It'd
just
be amazing.
would be crazy.
I'd fall over. I don't need that though. So what do we got on features? We got die-cast sprung 4 or 6-well trucks where appropriate. Couplers, diaphragms, opening doors. Nothing crazy.
Classroom dialogue.
So you have some extra dialogue to go along with them. I bet you that's going to be when they're stopped. I don't see any mention of command controls, so I'm going to go with they do sounds when they're stopped, kind of like the Hobo boxcar. The detailed interiors, except for the certain ones, so I bet you those are just ones, so probably the ones that are baggage cars that you can't see inside of, they're not going to put interiors or lighting.
Yeah.
But that's a really cool kind of something you just you wouldn't really know about unless you're really deep into the weeds. And I feel like a lot of us O-gaugers aren't that deep into the weeds.
Yes.
Not that that's a terrible thing. It's just a lot of times we aren't.
Yeah. And that fire scheme on the Great Northern is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is.
Or I should say it's pretty hot.
Very hot.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There you go, Chris. You need you a Milwaukee Road one.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee
go with the
Road.
S3.
Go with the S3, New York Central, and then Pennsylvania. Looks like they're all looking at right around $430. So they're up one car, a little bit up there. Pretty interesting, though. It is an interesting product for them to offer.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have PS5 gondolas.
Area 51 again.
You need the Area 51. What I want to know is what happened to our Area 51 diner, because that got canceled out of the last catalog.
Oh, man.
I was a little disappointed. I didn't order one, so it's kind of my fault there. But I thought that was a really cool thing. I was kind of disappointed to hear that that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
The government was probably worried that people would meet at the Area 51 diner to plan the next raid.
Probably. There you go. There you go. We got Coke containers in our area. Something tells you don't want any Coke out of this gondola. Just put that out there. Bethlehem Steel. Coke. Maybe it's a different type of Coke.
Yeah,
okay.
Coke is like an ore.
Oh, okay, Coke ore. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
just. I'm thirsty. I want a drink.
Yeah.
I want a Coke. Oh no! What did I zoom into?
Oh.
There we go. I don't know how to work a computer. Fun fact. So we got another graffiti car. So any modern guys, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there wasn't any graffiti on the older stuff. It just didn't last as long. I actually
Yeah.
saw some stuff with Harry Heike putting some period accurate graffiti on a steel-sided reefer. It's kind of cool, kind of different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of different. It'd be kind of cool if Lionel did something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us, some more transition era guys some graffiti too. U.S. Army. So nothing crazy here. Looks like all the cars are running about $125 MSRP, which is always great. It's always good to see new cars coming out because that usually means stuff gets pushed out into the secondary market, and that's where you guys could really find good deals. But if anything here you want, be sure to pre-order because that's how you're going to guarantee you're actually going to get it.
Yeah.
We got some double sheath box cars.
Those are nice.
Right at $100, so nothing crazy really for, a scale box car. New run, $100, scale box car. That's not crazy, I don't think.
Yeah.
Southern Pacific Friendship Train. So this adds along with the Friendship Train. Look at that. I almost wondered that they forgot about that. They started it and we never saw anymore.
Oh, and then for all the Strasbourg foamers out there.
You gotta have the Strasbourg box car, man.
Yeah.
Gotta have it. Strasbourg's cool, but I'm nowhere near it. So.
Yeah.
We have PS1 boxcars. So this is our World War II poster boxcars Lionel was talking about with the first catalog. To go, where they're doing a whole set of these, and the first boxcar of the set was with the big boy set. So if you don't have the big boy set, you won't have the full set of UP poster boxcars. So
Man, those are cool.
they're cool.
209. Each.
I believe these are going to be. They said there's about 25 of these total, so they're going to get spaced out. Oop, wrong button. And these I think have sound, maybe. So they got mounts for KD couplers for anybody that's going there. So basically the same, yeah. They say Patriot sounds. They actually might do kind of some different fun marching or something to go along with them. But these standard rail clatter and anything else with the rail sounds boxcars. Again, nothing extravagant that's got command control with it. But $209, nothing crazy. More U.S. Army. So U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, United States Air Force, the Marines. So literally you could get you some military cars here.
Yeah. Now they need to make a Space Force one.
Space Force. I'm trying to see. We got, what is that? All engines. UP all engines. Just trying to zoom up on these, see what we got here.
Maybe an FEF.
Maybe kind of cool posters that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then they have more.
Wow.
They have more. More PS1 box cars. So what I gathered from these are a little cheaper. You get a 3-pack for $250. And these are what they said is they're based off the line scale tooling, which was originally Weaver tooling. What I didn't get to find out, and I would curious to know though, is originally line scale was supposed to be a big thing because it was printed in-house at Lionel.
Yeah.
So everything was injection molded in the States. They were printed in the States. But Lionel quickly realized when they started offering custom products with the 6464 boxcars that they had so much work they couldn't get around to producing the line scale stuff. So it took 3 years for the 6-pack of PS1 UP boxcars to show up. I've never seen the line scale wood-sided reefers, which I was really looking forward to.
Yeah.
So since they mentioned they were previously line scale tooling, does that mean they're no longer in the States and they moved these overseas, which would really kind of suck to hear that. But at the same time, I understand if they have that much work in-house.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But they're beautiful. With those with the posters on them, it would make sense for them to do them in-house with their LaserJet printers because they can do amazing stuff with that. If anybody finds out, let us know down in the comments below. And if I find out, I will make sure to put that in the comment.
Yeah.
They said the same thing with these 2-bay hoppers, previous line scale tooling.
Okay.
So again, I know nothing where these are being produced. Speaking of Ohio,
Burlington.
Lehigh, Pennsylvania. There you go, Chris. You need some more
Hey,
hoppers.
More hoppers.
I
Yeah.
do.
Anything else, guys?
No.
I have a feeling that those poster boxcars are going to be showing up on your doorstep one of these days.
At least I need at least one, but I don't. All of them? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd look pretty sharp behind
They
the
would.
big boy.
They would look really
We're
sharp
not
behind.
good influences on
Yeah.
You were not. I mean, I was already looking at an FEF earlier, okay? And then
The hot
passenger
dog?
car.
Yeah, the hot dog.
The hot dog.
Yeah.
Yes, I will buy the hot dog. Moving forward before they spend more of my money. Get some more. What do we have? PS2? Is that what that said?
Yep.
Yeah.
PS2 CD covered hoppers. Illinois Terminal, with the 3-packs? Yeah, so they're 3-packs, and then you have an extra separate one. So the separate cars are 85, so that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Again, this is all MSRP. This is the 3-pack. These are all within the 3-pack, so kind of a grain 3-pack. It's kind of cool to see them do this in a 3-pack again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to see the variety.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And they're not terribly priced either. I mean, you're going to pay a little bit for a scale hopper, but it's not terrible. ADM.
Not bad.
Minimum curve 31, so nothing crazy. Anything else, guys?
Not for me.
So,
Right. Single sheath boxcars. Do you guys have any idea what the difference between a double sheath and a single sheath boxcar is?
I'm guessing that the single sheath has only one sheath and the double sheath has two.
But what is a sheath? That sounds like a silly question.
I'm guessing it's referring to the walls.
That's what I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I haven't looked it up, so I have.
Activate the comments, please.
Yeah.
Activate the comments. Tell me how silly I am. Keep it PG, but so we have single sheath boxcars. Again, these are $80 MSRP. Nothing crazy. Boston and Maine, Delaware and Hudson, Northern Pacific. Again, another road we don't see a whole lot of.
Yeah.
What we got? Wellsville, Addison, and Gallatin.
Interesting. I've never heard of that before.
There you go. There's you a good little short line or whatever that is. Who knows where?
Yeah.
Cool box cars. What we got?
Oh, and with these kind of playing off again, how we had the double sheath boxcars where they had two sheaths. And now these double door ones, I think they have two doors.
Okay.
You're
You know
just
what?
guessing, right?
just a hunch.
Gosh. Okay. You know what? Just
In case you didn't notice.
the standard O box cars. So these are going to be not crazy detailed, but they're still scale box cars. And yes, they have two doors on them. What a concept!
And on the other side, guess what? There's two more.
So aren't these
That's
quad
great.
door box cars though? Then
That's what they really need to be named. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
okay, we've redubbed these. Burlington Northern, they got two road numbers there. Southern Pacific, because you always need some good SP. Oh, okay.
yeah.
So we got two different
different
paint
paint
schemes
schemes,
here
yeah.
with the SP.
Nice.
Very cool. UP, two different options here with the UP, and it looks like both of them are going to have a Western Pacific ledger on them.
Cool.
Looks like the Overland logo on there. No telling what that actually says.
Western Pacific.
And then we got actual Western Pacific.
Oh, well, that looks like probably one of the last schemes Western Pacific used.
More than
merger.
likely.
Yeah.
So those weren't crazy priced. What did I say? $70. I mean, again, they're not crazy detailed, but they're still scale and they're still pretty good, pretty decent box cars.
Yeah.
John Deere.
Oh man.
John Deere. This fits in the scale. They've moved some John Deere stuff to scale.
Speaking, do you still have your John Deere set?
I do. Well, I don't have the whole set, but I still have the engine and some of the cars.
Oh, okay. Wasn't that one of your first
Yeah.
sets, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that was an MTH John Deere set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Lionel's done ready to run John Deere sets now
Yeah.
too.
But mine has PS2 and everything in it, so it's pretty nice.
Very, very nice set. Yeah.
Here's your page. You can expand.
Yeah,
your-
exactly.
your John
Expand.
Yeah,
Deere.
I might need to.
So what we got here, we got 40-foot flat cars. So those are the really nice ones. You got the metal stakes, the real wood deck. You put a little effort into it, you can make that wood deck look even better. Something that I keep telling myself I will do and never actually do it with all the wood deck stuff I have. We're running at 160 a piece, so they're a little more, but you do have the John Deere tractors on them. We have a Milwaukee Road flat car sitting on there. Then we just have a flat out John Deere painted up flat car here, and we have Pennsylvania. So there you go. We can bring Chris into it too. And then a black Northern Pacific flat car. I believe those are like 1/64th scale tractors. I don't know if they're 148.
I see.
I'd be shocked if they're 148. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah.
It does not say. At least I don't see. But close enough, right?
Yeah.
And then to top it all off, looks like we have a
Store.
Moline tractor sales. You know, there's Moline, Kansas, so that fits out great. It fits out great.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the Moline it's referring to.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But you know what? We can go with whatever we want. Does this look like any MTH buildings to you guys? Is that
Well, that's
possible?
what I was just thinking about. Is the only thing I would think is that gives it away is the sidewalk pattern.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any one in specific that I
Yeah.
recognize, but it looks like it could be.
It could be. So
Yeah.
who knows? Not us. Moving down, we have a double sheath box
Double
car.
sheaths with 2 sheaths and
Whatever that
A
means.
single door.
2 sheaths, single door. We got to clarify that about all the box cars from now on. But really nice vintage paint scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's really pretty sharp.
yeah.
stands out.
If I were to pick up one of these cars, I think that's the one I would go for.
119. So again, probably MSRP or probably pre-order around 100. We got our John Deere gondola with containers, and they're going to pretend there is fertilizer in them, but it actually doesn't say fertilizer. That's just what Ryan and Dave said. 11 removable containers. They're drop-in gondolas. Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Very cool. Very interesting licensed part of scale product. I love it when they kind of bring that licensed stuff to scale.
Yeah, for sure.
And that ends our scale portion of the catalog. We will make a separate video covering the tradition portion of this catalog, so be sure to check that out. You guys have anything else to add to this version, this run of the catalog?
I think that was honestly a really good.
Yeah, that was a solid
yeah.
catalog.
That was a solid volume 2
Very.
catalog, very solid. Nothing, wasn't as thick as what a volume 1 would be, but you know what? It's very hefty for what a volume 2 catalog has been in the past.
Yeah, definitely a lot of nice stuff
Yeah.
out of this one.
But unfortunately, I do have to rate every catalog 0 out of 10 until they make Santa Fe 3450.
Yeah.
I can't
Yep.
argue with it, but I got FEFs out of the deal.
You got the hot dog.
Hot dog.
No, okay.
And you got some double sheathed box
dropped.
cars and some single sheathed and some double doors.
The hot dog just dropped it, okay? The hot dog dropped it. Whatever.
Look out for Christmas. Something might be showing up on your front porch, whether you asked or not.
Get $5 from everyone in the club to get it.
Get the hot dog. I would love for them to do some FEF ones.
Yeah.
That's something we definitely have not seen in O scale.
That would be nice to see.
But for now, we will take this catalog and run with it. So the pre-order window should be open for about the next month. Everybody go find your information that we did not have and be sure to check out with your favorite dealer, your local dealer, your online dealer, shop for your deals, and put your pre-orders in before the due date. All right. Anything else?
No, I'd say thanks so much for joining us in this video. If you're sticking with us, we'll see you in the next video, which is the traditional O scale.
And if not, well, we thank Doug for
Yep.
being with us
Thanks for
this
having
go
me.
around. And we will see you guys on the next one.
See you next time.
Welcome back to the Wichita Toy Train Club YouTube channel. I'm Zachariah.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Doug.
And today we are going to go through the new Lionel 2023. Yeah.
2022.
2022. 2022. The Fados on the iPad. They are very important.
Did the camera set up?